Hey, this is Judgment Awaits, playing some hardcore kill confirmed on the map Sanctuary for you. And if you saw my kill death ratio at the top, don't worry, I actually collect my own tags. And if you know me, that is one of my pet peeves. People who play these objective type games and they don't actually go for the objectives. They're just going to, get their kill streak up there or something like that. But have no fear, I'm going to collect my own tags. And I'm going to talk about collecting tags and how to be smart about it and what to do and what not to do. At the end of the day, this game type is all about how many tags you collect or your team collects and how many tags are collected, against you. And I think that there should be a tag ratio stat tracked. Kind of like your kill death ratio in team deathmatch. I think your tag ratio, how many tags you actually collect, not your team collects for you or anything like that, but how many tags you collect compared to how many tags are taken off of your dead body. I just like to see that, and that's my primary focus. I want to see how many tags I can get, and I want to contribute or give the other team the least amount of tags as I can. Obviously, if you do that or your team does that well, your team's going to win. All right, so you want to be careful when you go out into areas that are out in the open to collect tags. So you see I kind of held back from getting that tag because I knew I had ballistic vest. Now I'm going to have a better chance to pick up that tag when I go out there. Plus, if somebody was coming to get that, I could shoot them. If you just blindly run after the tags that you create, especially if they're a little bit of a distance away, there's a good chance you're going to get shot going to it. And then there's going to be that, you're going to lose a tag that you could have picked up, and you're also going to give them a tag. So there's a swing in the tags. So you got to be careful. It's not all about rushing to get tags. It's about being smart and getting the tags that you can. If you go for the tags that are really risky, you're just, making it worse for your team. And I know there's a lot of people that just like to run for tags and everything, which, I like to see. But if you're not smart about it, you end up hurting your team. So be careful with that. All right, so right now I'm approaching an area. I see a tag right there. I know there is a line of sight down that hallway that people like to shoot down. So I'm going to come over here and try to get to it. Notice I didn't blindly run for it, but unfortunately it went away. You have to be careful that you don't know who's there, why that tag's there, or anything like that, where people are shooting from. So be careful when you come up on tags, and how you get them. Now I realize there's that tag on my left that I want to try and get to, but I know that is a popular area for people on the stairs on the other side of the map to actually snipe and take out. And plus I hear somebody down in here. So somehow I missed them, but I was able to pick up that. And I probably should have just went and got that tag, but I think I hear somebody else in this area. Plus I see that my teammates are coming from the area and they should run right by it. So there's no need for me to really go out and get it. I'm going to take out the guy in here. And sure enough, there he is. It's kind of interesting. I don't think you have to be as cautious when you're playing the core type of this because, you don't die as easily and you can get away from somebody if they're shooting at you sometimes. But in hardcore, you just have to be, a little bit more cautious, a little bit more tactful. Not saying that there is no tact or anything like that in core because there is a lot, but it just plays a little bit different. Or a lot different, depending on how you look at it. Now, as far as my setup, I've got an ACR with a red dot and a grenade launcher on the bottom of it. Now, if I'm playing core, I will take the grenade launcher off and put on the silencer just because I don't want to show up on that map that's always up. But you don't have to worry about that as much in hardcore. And I like the tubes because a lot of times there's people, tactfully holding an area, and those tubes allow me to hit those people without actually getting line of sight on them. So that's why I go that way. Now, here's one of those situations where I would have went and got that tag, but I probably would have got shot in the process and ended up going negative as far as, I probably wouldn't have got to that tag, probably would have got killed, so they would have picked up the tag and got my tag. But since I held back, I didn't get that first tag, but I was able to pick up a tag, and I ended up being positive in the whole situation. There, you get pretty lucky. But here's actually another situation where the tags are right there and there's people shooting at me, so it's going to be hard to get them. I shoot that guy. I'm going to call in this UAV because I want to see where the tags are and see if there's anybody showing up. But I don't see that tag really close, and I don't think I have a good chance of getting that tag further back. So I'm going to pull back. I'm going to shoot this guy, but I don't want to go for that because I know there's just a bunch of people over there, so I want to regroup, recircle, put on these vests, and then get back into the action and see if I can take those guys out. Back to my setup though, as far as my perks, I'm running Scavenger, and I wouldn't recommend this for hardcore because usually you're not going to run out of bullets, or you can find a gun on the ground anyway. So I'd run Blind Eye, but I just came from playing a core game mode, so that's why I had on Scavenger. I also have on Assassin because the team that I played right before this was putting up a lot of UAVs. Otherwise, I usually run Hardline so I can get to my UAV and vests quicker, and then I have Sit Rep Pro on just so I can hear the enemy footsteps. So that's my typical setup that I use. As far as kill streaks, you know, I get asked a lot, what's the best kill streak to use it, whether it's assault, support, or specialist. And it really depends on a lot of things. It depends on your game type. It depends on whether you're playing core or hardcore. It depends on your ability, whether you're able to pull off, you know, the large streaks or not, you know. So there's really a lot of factors, and it really depends on the team that you're playing. So I really can't answer that. In hardcore, UAV and vests and the support streak in this game type really work well for me. But I also use the assault streaks. You know, I'll call in some helicopters just to keep the people busy and keep their attention off me. And a lot of times I'll shoot them while they're shooting down my stuff. You know, it depends. Like I said, you know, you could come against a team that's shooting down everything. And so, you know, your helicopters and your UAVs aren't worth really anything. So you might want to switch to something else. So, like I said, I really can't answer what the best kill streak setup is to use. You might want to try out what I'm using though. It's just UAV and vests on the support streak. I don't have anything equipped after that, just so I can get to these faster. And there, I'm wishing that I had Blind Eye on. I had a nice streak going, a nice tag ratio going, and that helicopter ended up taking me out. Let me know though if you have any questions on Kill Confirmed, or if you have any tips, because like I said, I don't play it all that often. You know, so I know ways that generally work for me, but I know some of you guys are religious at playing this game mode and have a lot better tips than I do. So I'd love to hear them. Put them in the comments. I was playing Domination, so I have a Javelin as my secondary. Javelin is great when you're playing Domination and people are, you know, holding an area or a flag, or you're trying to hit a flag, or your team's trying to capture a flag, you know. Not so much in hardcore, but especially in core. But I wouldn't recommend a Javelin as your secondary when playing hardcore Kill Confirmed. Now I'm curious as to what you guys think. This is obviously one of the newer maps. You have this, Foundation, Black Box, you know, and some other face-off maps. But for me, you know, I really like Sanctuary and I like Foundation. I'm not a big fan of Black Box, but regardless of that, I'm getting a little tired of these, especially Sanctuary and Foundation, just because they seem to weight these two maps a lot higher than the other maps. So these are constantly coming up, and I don't know about you, but that just is my opinion, and it's just getting me a little burnt out on these. I have tons of gameplay saved from these maps, but I don't want to put them up just because I don't want to do the same map over and over again. So I'm curious, are you getting sick and tired of these new maps just because they're weighted more now that they're in the regular playlist, or are you not experiencing that? Are you playing the old ones too, pretty much? Just seems like I said that I'm constantly playing these new maps over and over again. There is my pet peeve in action. There's some guy sniping all the way across the map, shot me. You know, nice shot. Hats off to that guy. I guarantee you, though, he's never going to come collect that tag. Maybe it's one of his teammates will. But that's what really frustrates me. You know, I seem to get on teams a lot of times that have a lot of people doing that, just sniping across the map and not going for it. But enough of that rant. Back to what I was saying though, let me know if you're experiencing that these seem to be weighted higher and you're constantly playing them more and more, and let me know what you think about that if that's the case. I also want to remind you that I have Twitter and Facebook, so if you go to my channel, there are links there that you can connect with me, and I'm pretty good at responding, especially in those two areas, because I don't have a lot of people that are, you know, hooked up to me that way. So come say hi to me on Facebook. I usually post my videos on that page when they come out, and I also have it set up so that it gets tweeted. So if you're a follower on that, you're going to know when my videos come out. I also want to encourage you to check out my YouTube channel. I have all my videos in playlists, so if you're a fan of core or hardcore, you can check out those different playlists. I have also specialty modes and nukes from Modern Warfare 2 and things like that, so you can check those all out. You also can watch them with your family, and you don't have to worry about any swearing. You know, I'm very careful about what I say. I've got a 4 and a 5-year-old. Just the other day I was watching somebody's video and the guy swore, and of course my 4-year-old picked that right up and swore. you know, and I had to tell him not to. Unfortunately, my wife heard it, so yeah, I didn't earn a lot of brownie points with that. But if you watch my videos, you don't have to worry about any of that. But hey, this video is winding down. It's amazing how differently, you know, hardcore is than core, because in hardcore you very rarely get to that tag count that you need to end the game, at least the games that I've seen, and in core you always get to it. But hopefully you like this. I think I ended up 31-3, and I think I collected probably close to 20 tags compared to the 3 that I gave up. As always though, take care and God bless.